We are at Next Chapter Booksellers in St. Paul. Book Club is back. Mom and I are like very awkwardly holding our books right now. We're trying to sit up straight so we have proper posture. Yes. And we've already been shopping for 20 minutes. But hey, time to talk about books we've already read. That's fine.
That's right.
A little bit of a theme this week. We have 2 books that are turning into or have turned into shows recently. And we thought you should read the book before you check out the show because they're going to be pretty popular. I'm going to go. You want to go first?
Sure.
You go first.
So my book is called The Last Thing He Told Her. It's by Laura Dave, as you can see. We are introduced to Hannah Hill, who is blissfully happy. She's been married for a year to the man of her dreams, or so she thinks.
Okay.
But then the man of her dreams disappears.
Always.
Without a trace.
Always.
And one of his students knocks on her door the same day she hasn't heard from him, and she gets this little note, and it says 2 words, protect her. So she's sent into this spiral of what is he talking about? Who am I supposed to protect? And she figures out, it can only be one person, his daughter Bailey, her now stepdaughter.
Okay.
Well, Bailey's mother died tragically when Bailey was a very young child.
So she's like all she has now.
Yes. So it's just the 2 of them now. But Bailey is a little unhappy with Hannah because she has, interfered with her relationship with her father. And now she's intruded, whatever. So they have a rocky relationship. But now, as you said, it's only the 2 of them. And they take off on this crazy, twisty, turny, mind-boggling journey to try to figure out what happened to Owen, the husband and father. They do find out pretty quickly that he is not who he said he was. And so it's an action-packed book. There's an emotional punch to it. And what's really interesting is that Jennifer Garner will be starring in this on Apple TV starting in April. They have a limited time series. So
starting this month, there's going to be... Oh, cool. Okay.
So it must be pretty good.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. My book, Taylor Jenkins Reid. Everybody loved The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo that we talked about a little bit ago. Same author, but a very different style book. This is Daisy Jones and the Six. You may have heard of it because it came up on your Amazon Prime to watch. It's a show that's currently on. You can currently watch it. I've been watching it, plus I'd already read the book, so it's been kind of fun going back and forth, and I definitely think you should read it first. This was actually inspired by Taylor Jenkins Reid, the author, going to a Fleetwood Mac concert. Am I right?
Yes, correct.
Where she, my mom read into this even more than I did, where she saw at the time Stevie Nicks and who was the guy? Lindsey Buckingham and their chemistry or non-chemistry on stage, and realizing that the songs that they'd written were about each other, the breakup of the band, etc. So this is a fictional telling of what if that was this band. The way it's written is what's really different about it. She writes it like it's interviews over the decade. So she opens with, this is the first time the band, that was the #1 band at the time in the 70s, are talking about what really happened. And each person throughout kind of talks in their own voice. So you see no chapter is written by a single person. It's all broken up into different opinions. So when you're telling your version and then someone else tells theirs, it takes a second to get used to, but I definitely would do that. It really is about the band. It's about a love triangle between this fictional Billy Dunn, his wife Camilla, and then of course Daisy Jones, our Stevie Nicks. Really, really good. Watch the show, read the book, get the book somewhere else, not at Amazon. But I like the book better, personally. We always like to throw in a 3rd book in case you're like cruising through these things.
And here it is.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Yes, Fanny Flag, the all-girl filling station's last reunion. I purchased this quite a number of years ago, and it was my first Fanny Flag book ever.
Really? Before Fried Green Tomatoes?
I never read that book.
You just saw the movie?
I saw the movie, and then I realized, that was based on the Whistle Stop Cafe series that she did. Fanny Flag is a remarkable storyteller. It's mostly about family relationship centric, females not knowing who they are and then coming into their own. And she always had a lot of humor in her books.
Right.
And I really appreciate that. So this story is about Sookie, also known as Mrs. Earl Poole Jr. It seems that as her only identity is not herself, but the relationship she has with other people.
Right.
So she's never been enough. She never feels pretty enough. She never feels smart enough. And her mother is a huge driving force behind this. She is narcissistic. She is dramatic. She is a true Southern belle. always has overshadowed Suki. Until one day, she gets a letter in the mail and it says, guess what? You were adopted. So we go on to this crazy dramatic story about way back into the past, and she finds out that her actual birth family and her birth mother were very strong, very incredibly interesting people.
Yeah.
This is fascinating, and like I said, there's a little bit of historical fiction, which I apprecited.
It's in Wisconsin, right?
Yes.
The family is.
Yes.
So if you're from at least Minnesota area from Wisconsin, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Cool. We're gonna browse some more because we've already talked about one whole shelf, everything we want to read. So thank you, and check out these books. Come over to the bookstore.
Happy reading.